Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, The Lost Chevalier, and you're welcome back to the Stellaris discussion, in this case, the Q&A that the Stellaris team is doing today, the same day that I'm going to upload this. So hello, welcome, I'm glad you're here. Now that we want to go through all the questions and all the answers, we're gonna see how it goes, and well, I'm going to cut out the questions that I don't think that they are super important, maybe. I don't know. Let's continue. Other plans to introduce a new crisis? I think it would be nice to see another endgame crisis. I already say that. That's great. That's a game director, by the way. The Fallen Empires feel like the oldest untouched part of the game. Yeah, I agree. But they have plans to refresh them via DLC or custodian update. We're aware and agree. All I can say is not this quarter. Not this quarter. I mean that maybe we will see them in the... Maybe we'll see them in July? It's a possibility. Clerks are considered to be very weak worker jobs to the point of most experienced players, including myself, disable them entirely. Is the weakness of the clerk job a deliberate design choice, or are there plans to make it stronger? Yeah, please and thank you. Clerics are intentionally a fairly weak job, but we like the idea of them being situational value for center builds, so we are fond of effects that modify their production. They shouldn't be a pure trap option, though. Yeah, I agree. I was thinking, my personal thing about clerics is that if I think about clerics in the sense of like what they do on a planetary scale, they should have some effect on the, like, for example, let's say, this is my idea, like having certain jobs, like for example in this case clerics, especially clerics, like imposing a certain modifier in the planetary production as a whole, because clerics are basically everything. From your barista to your guy in the office who sells you stuff to the guy who picks up the phone. There's a lot of things. So I always imagine a sense of like having an understaffed planet with clerics will actually have negative impact on the amount of specialist resources that planet produces, because specialists rely on the people that are below to be able to have a fulfilling life, if you get what I mean. Something like that, for example. But obviously, that is just my opinion. There is no need to actually, like, you know, take it into consideration. The normal empires have a much higher importance and presence in the game, but I'm still curious to see if we may see it and update new content to Stellaris empires in the future. Thanks. Well, I still have a job, so probably. Iggy, goddamn it. I love it. Love Iggy. So good. Will patch 3.14 be the last of version 3? Can we expect version 4 in the future? Only 6 options in advance, and none of them will be 4.0. 6! Jesus! Iggy, throwing the numbers. Love it. Well, tell me more about that. I want to know more. Well, we at least know that there are at least 6 updates in advance. 6! At least! At least. Maybe there are more. But like across this year. Oh my god, what am I going to do? Okay, let's continue. Do you have any plans of already Fallen Empires at some point? More events, more types, more anything really. They haven't been changed in years. I want to, Iggy. Perfect. I love you, Iggy. The precursors are one of the most interesting aspects of the game. For the lore perspective, I have plans to add more in the future. We would love to continue building upon the lore of Stellaris and add more precursive storylines in the future. Woo, yes! Oh, the game design. Great. Great, Alfred. Right. Love it, love it, love it. Can you share any information about the possible sequel of the game? If there is ever any information to share, you will know. You won't have to ask for it in our Q&A. Hello, Ring. Thank you. I don't think there is going to be an Stellaris 2, if I'm being honest. At least not in the next 5 to 6 years, if that's my prediction. What will be the theme for the next Species 5 expansion story pack? We're strongly considered a Stellaris theme. Love them so much. This one and this. Of course. I would say if they are going to do something, it's going to be a big expansion, because they have already made a lot of story packs, like two one after another. The Paragons DLC and then the Astral Reefs. There are 2 story packs. If I should say one is, we could say it's an event pack, the Astral Reefs, and then the leader one is actually kind of a mix between a story pack and a event and a expansion floors. I would say a small expansion, but a big expansion, surely. A scroll option will make a city set, or it will be so helpful. The Empire Creations creates a personal nemesis of mine. I will not be defeated, Iggy. I love you, Iggy. Oh, you're amazing. Volcans and Legend alerts ever match advisor voice. Oh, that would be so great. Really, that would be so great. Perhaps the only way I could see that is if our audio department went in with AI voices and those kind of decisions about my pay grade. Ah, yeah. AI voices. No, why don't you? Oh, no, but it must be kind of like, oh, no. Damn it. Oh, no, I would love this. But at the same time, I understand. Probably the thing is like, it's like, it must be like kind of expensive to have the voice actors back on board. But at the same time, really, AI voices. Will we see more additions to Crisis in the future as well as lore for them as well, save with Fallen Empires and such, as well as some of the other endgame precursor stuff? I'd love to see more expansions for them, or even have lore that links them together perhaps, like maybe they face an endgame thing in the past as well. I've seen in Astral Planes we explore the backstory of the Unbidden as well as many precursors. Yeah, indeed. Many precursors. Ah, yeah, precursors. The Unbidden and the precursors, but not the Praetorian or the other one. Yeah, got it. This is not the last time we will will on our existing universe and what our precursors will for us. Love it. Is there any talk about new Leviathans? Maybe ones like Wraith who can move around from system to system. When I requested a turtle Leviathan, that was also a planet that you could colonize and that could move between systems. The programmers came after me with pitchforks. I will let them stop me for trying though, Iggy. Oh, I love Iggy so freaking much. Is making the different government types, aka Imperial, Democratic, Dictatorial, etc., more unique and flesh out something the team will be interested in tackling one day. Making different government types play a different has long been a goal of mine. There is some slight difference now. For example, we're getting ignoring policy or government reform cooldowns upon electing a new leader. But the team is, as always, has more ideas that we will ever implement. Well, implement some. That's why I'm designing an Alpha Strike. Got it. Best day for Speed of Ava, bro. This is only launch. Oh no! Oh no, the cricket! Yes, of course. Oh, is a return policy and a federal reward of the action on the drawing board? I have often said that to fix the espionage, we have outdesigned every other 4X game to ever exist. Yeah. There have been discussed to espionage all the time, but nothing is imminent. Okay, there are. As for internal policy, as soon as the entire community can define what that will actually mean, we can consider it. This is half a shock. Okay. I don't think we could do what most people imagine it should be in a single expansion. Well, not a single expansion, but maybe multiple ones. I like that idea. Any plans for future species packs or plans for rehauls or free ones? I'd love to see more portraits or some new traits. I would love to see actually there's different phenotypes for different species. I would buy a pack that is actually just like a pack that is like make it the female phenotype for mammals, make it the phenotype for musculars, make it the female type for anthropod. I will buy it. I will totally buy it. I'm gonna be honest. If it's only that, I will buy it. I will go straight to it. One of the dev stocks on the espionage system, how will you improve it if you could redo the entire system? I personally think the system can be refined and expanded, indeed. If it can be improved upon and there is the will and the science within the team to see that happen. Well, it simply requires time and extensive testing to ensure that we don't change it from something that is, while playing, mostly non-painful. I like the idea of being painful though. What we absolutely do not want is to turn it into something that is interesting but annoying to players. Yeah. That's such a weird statement because I love it. That is interesting but annoying to players. It's interesting but annoying to players. I would like to be able to create a faction in the other empire that they can suppress or keep or even foster. For example, I'm an authoritarian empire, I have my neighbor that is an egalitarian, have a special spy operation that is basically like create the authoritarian faction in this empire. I just create it. There is no need to or even create it or found it with extra funds and make the ethic attraction of said faction be stronger on that empire for a set amount of time. That would be amazing. Will ethics ever see kind of an overhaul, like adding more ethic axis or ethic-related events? Not real chance for that. So many of our events and weights and content are based on the current ethics. Yeah, indeed. Did you know that the technologies that pop out in the research thing are actually bound to ethics too? Imagine that. Only that's one of the things. What about new ways to convert trade value, like new trade policy to convert it to tech? The last time I suggest a trade policy to convert trade is to research. Eladrim threatened to remove my ability to make changes to the game. Oh no. Jeff PNG. I have that there is more and more things added over time. You have to deal with like leader levels and council agendas, for example. But there are more systems like Astroleaf, what put in a strength player either learning wise or attention wise. How close do you think we are at the maximum of those two things the players can handle, and does that play into decisions much of if a new DLC would be added? We are certainly close to the point of stressing out even experienced players, and we are aware of it. We're working on ways to make some systems less complicated, though still complex, or at least less time demanding. There are discussions and designing on the topic as well, considering about opt-in systems, opt-out system, automation, etc. To summarize, yes, it's becoming an issue. We are aware of it, and it's influencing our design and plans. Yeah, indeed, if you keep adding and adding, you may end up with a big thing. With a really big thing. Yeah, thanks again. Can you share this rough estimate of when the next DLC drops with us, please? I will not be capable of making more content for you if I did. Oh, love it. Any plans of adding more sources of pacifist ethics attractions? One of the ethics with least ways to switch into, yeah, like from trade value generated via trade jobs, like traders and merchants, will make trade less of just a boost number job and something one will have to deal with on the planet or wide empire level. We're prepared for it, but to be honest, we could look over ethic attractions of actions in general to make sure they still fit the current state of the game. Yeah, indeed, please do. Please do. I will say please do. Sorry, my eye was itchy. I miss the old advanced government we had before civics were introduced. I'd love to be able to make something similar again. Oh yeah, I love that. Freaking love that. Give me the freaking thing. Give me the parrot. Ah, god damn it. Nitro thing. Let me give you the jar of thing. I asked about AI personalities earlier and feel I was misunderstood, so as clarification. We all will be working on in regards to their role-playing side, as in having them make decisions more accurately reflecting their civics and ethics. We have some plans and prototypes, but not solid announcement. It might not lead anywhere. Oh, I hope it does. I hope it does. Consider Stellaris has 24 DLCs, which is more than Heart of Iron, I think. We'll never get a DLC sub like House of Iron, because that first came out like 2 years ago, and Stellaris is still just steering here without one. Say please. Please. I have so many questions. I'm sorry, the lost community. I'm currently seriously balancing naval capacity and Federation fleets, as in a squish of naval capacity like we are about to have with tech, or of a way of rebalancing Federation fleets so at late game they don't end up costing you more naval cap than they are worth. Is there serious talk of the DLC for Fallen Empires and the Crisis on a large balance of them? Look at my other questions have been answered. A naval squish like you described would be generally beneficial for mental load, performance, and generally gameplay. It requires some fine-tuning to still feel good enough. Ships will have to last a lot longer than they currently do, for example. Maybe if they do another Orion-style update. If I'm honest, Crusader Kings has a pretty good diplomatic system where you can romance the family of another empire ruler. Because I have a similar date, I need about 300,000 more of you to be asking this daily on every social media platform so I can finally convince my superiors. So the answer to your question is, personally, I think it's a great idea. Let's do it. Okay, this is my question. That is actually kind of cool. I like it. Is the next point in the agenda a reimagining remake of how the factions and pop empire-wide ethics system work? A new way to interact with the different voices of your empire and how the factions influence your empire as political parties, holding charities, making works of art culture to influence the opinion of the public, etc. as a whole will be amazing. are fanatic pops making a comeback for regular empires, maybe even created a difference between fanatic factions and moderate factions of the Ethic to better represent a fanatical empire from a non-fanatical. I will satisfy with a maybe. To be perfectly clear, it's most definitely not the next step on the agenda, but we have talked about it, proposals, designs and brainstorming is happening on it. Will I personally like to do it? Yes. Is the confirmation that is happening and happening soon? No. There is a lot of potential down that road, and our design gremlins are itching at the chance to make Empire internals more interesting, but it is far off. A gleam in some designer eyes for now. Love it. Thank you, whoever used this thing, thank you, because I need to use it. But let's continue to work with our modding community to incorporate some of their changes in the future. For this release, it was Iggy that led the initiative. Iggy, I freaking love you. Next, if I ever travel to Sweden, could I get a Stellaris keychain? We don't really have merch on hand on our office visits or the like. Your best shop stuff is any official event we host, I'm afraid. Yes. I think there are more ways to win than just the 3 we have. I can see us adding more, especially if we implement more Become the Crisis paths. More? Oh, interesting. Are there any lore headcanons you have that didn't make it in the game? It's not like the game yet, but Alzheimer's are latently psionic and connected all their drones through the shroud. That is why they can function and react at faster than light speeds. Yeah, that's actually my headcanon. Is a ground combat rework happening ever down the line? Like making planetary bombardment a situation like revolts and the like. This is my personal meme, and as far as I know, an impossible dream, but hey, if you answer, I will be delighted even if you say no. I can have a no before from a game director of this game, only for the thing to be added down the line. Ascension perks for everyone in the base game. Indeed, when the Ascension perks came out on Utopia, they basically showed the Ascension perks, and they were saying like, what is in this dev diary is in the free update, and the Ascension perks were showing. So I asked, hey, Ascension perks are actually there, are going to be for everyone. Cool. My headcanon when I saw them was that there will be like special Ascension perks, in this case, you know, the DLC ones and the Ascension ones that are actually part of the DLC, but on the base game you have the Ascension perks. And Wissington, the game director of Stellaris, the legendary game director of Stellaris, actually answered me to no. Ascension perks were going to be part of Utopia always. And I was confused because I was like, wait a minute. The Ascension perks can be a really good asset for future DLCs, and if you want to actually keep your policy of not making DLCs too intertwined between each other, like, for example, this DLC had 4 Ascension perks, and next to it you have like a quotation that says you require the Utopia DLC to access this. That will be like a problem, I was saying. And they were actually, they didn't answer me that, but I believe it was 2 updates down the line. They actually say, hey, Ascension perks are now for everyone except the 3 Ascension paths. And it was like, I was right. I was right in my thinking. Okay, let's see this. But we have no plans to do major changes to ground combat. Okay, this is important because there is a thing over here. Major changes. So some changes down the line might be coming. The changes to the aggressive fleet stance and surrendering through bombardment put in an okay state overall, and I'd rather spend custodian resources on other tasks. Like I say, I will take it a no. But I know it's down the line somewhere, maybe in 5 years, maybe in 4, I don't know. Sometime in the future, either to dream. Let's continue. Ground combat reworked when? As soon as they approve my request to remove it. Please and thank you. Will be there community votes for new DLC where you give us like 2 audience in a DLC, and if otherwise you go to the medieval game. Oh, I love it. What new additions made you think the players will be so triggered by that? Let's add it. The tech rework. Yes, of course, because the game will benefit from it, of course. We already know that the devs are especially already wish that pops never existed in the game. However, really? I didn't know that. However, is there any chance for all of a full rework of this system? Removing them entirely, or is the scope simply way too big to allow in Stellaris 1? Oh, I like the pops. We are ultimately to do a lot we are unlikely to do a full rework of pops due to the scope, as you say. Might do some civics or origins with alternative playstyles or other tweaks, but I'm not up for a 2.2 style economic change at this point. Ella Dream is your choice. And yeah, I know, you need to have like the good amount of like everything to do that. Could we get more customization option when releasing a sector as a vassal, such as the name of or authority type? I would love to be able to release a megacore vassal. No current plans, but that's a solid idea. I believe that would be like something that everybody has thinking. Whatever we get around to reward crime, indeed. What is the best species set in Stellaris according to your dev thing? I will also ultimate the entire team and everyone on the best species arthropod. Yes, and anything else is bundle of stage. Yes, Georgia, yes! I'm with you on that, arthropod for the win. Do you have bingo regarding the Q&A count question regarding ground combat, the crisis, etc., or just accept this mic binary for answering the same question? Mid chips. Oh wait, sorry. There are a few questions that come up a lot. Other plans for more anniversary tab DLC, or would it seem fun to do release also the free DLC? The more we have, and the longer the custodian team works, the higher the chance of both of these. Stay tuned. Ooh. Will we be getting more galactic ability resolutions? Yes. Good. Good luck, and one last question. What is the most annoying thing about developing Stellaris? The decision we made like 5 years ago. Okay. That's it. Oh my god. They will show up for the schedule. We love doing these things with the community and hope to be able to be more of them in the future. Thank you. Hard. Okay. Okay. So that was the Q&A discussion. The Dev Diary is obviously the Dev Diary. It has the regular Dev Diary stuff. Nothing out of the ordinary. Well, so that was fun. That was fun. How much? 1 hour and 8 minutes. I need to film this out a lot. Well, thank you very much everybody for watching. I hope you got a blast. I was the Lost Chevalier signing out. Bye-bye.